Hi everyone, I'm Neillyn Firpo and I am with
Kevin Smith, how are you?
Awesome. I just wanted to ask you a question. It's a bit more personalized for our artists. I'm an independent artist myself.
Right on.
And something that really stood out to me was that you said that you're a jack of all trades. I just wanted you to just speak a little bit more about that.
When I started doing it, it was more for selfish reasons, right? Where I'm like, well, that seems fun. I want to try that. My job afforded me those opportunities. Not everything's about the money. Some things about just like, what? I could try this? I want to try it.
Exactly.
Now, that's why I did it. I think the strategic thing, not just for your generation, but for even fucking people like my age, is to do as many things as possible, spin as many plates.
Yeah.
You don't you don't need to say something brilliant. You just need to say something different. It's not about the visual, it's about saying something that captures somebody's imagination. How do we get there if not through trial and error? Like if you're focusing on one discipline, what if that discipline is not the way in?
Yeah, exactly.
Do as much as you possibly can. And also maybe you think you're this person right now, and then you try one of these other things, and you're like, my God, this is a much better fit and I'm more adept at this. I encourage everybody, you, everyone, to do as many things as possible because you never know which one of those things is going to be the thing that defines you. And maybe they all do.
Yeah.
Do it all, man, while you're above ground. You may find deeper happiness than you knew was possible.
It's
But
also
now
trying to
everyone
push the
does.
door to see what opens.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how I
And
feel.
nobody knows what that door is,
Exactly.
man. And never mind do everything, that's already being done. Create new shit.
My end question is like, what advice would you give somebody who's starting out, especially for me because I'm graduating and I also want to be an artist? You got the responsibilities in the way because you don't got the funding.
You know, my old man worked at the post office and he worked the night shift. He hated his job like so much. And so he turned to his 16-year-old fucking son and was like, will you make the call for me? I watched rather the effect, how like before that call, my father was tight and upset. And then after that call, light as a fucking feather and happy and shit. So my father rehearsed me harder that night than I've ever rehearsed an actor in my entire life on what to say on the phone when they answer. He dials the phone and hands it to me like it's fucking toxic. This is the exact fucking phone. I don't embellish. This is exactly how it went. They answer the phone. They go, dispatch. And I go, yes, Don Smith won't be in today. And they were like, okay. And they hung up. That was it. This was the fucking phone call that my father lived in fear of, that shaped his entire fucking existence. I'm like, I don't want to live that way. I would rather try doing something wild, like try making a movie, try doing anything other than getting a job type job. Artists get this fucking line all the time from someone in their life. Well, what's your backup? That's a tough bracket. That's a tough gig to get into. It's real hard to dot dot dot. Creation lanes are wide open. So I would urge every artist to lean fucking like more of that, less of everything else. Seriously, like how do you want to live? Because it's possible. Because we've seen it happen before. We're talking about sharing of ourselves and telling fucking stories, and that happens all the fucking time. Dream is important. Dream is very important because that's the fuel in many cases, as you mentioned from time to time. Financial fucking stability is a fleeting fucking notion. It's very easy to talk arts until somebody brings up fucking notion of money and stuff. But my advice is it's worth it, even if you have to get a side hustle and shit. Look, my art doesn't pay for everything. I got a bunch of side hustles. So you spin as many plates as you possibly can. And that goes for somebody like me who's been around for 30 years. So if you're up and coming as well, I say the same thing. Man. Spin them fucking plates and tell them your story. What they dream about is you. They dream about the person who's never walked through those doors and they've never heard your fucking story. And your story will have traction because, like, oh my God, people that will resonate with people. That's real and stuff. And that means that it's open to everybody. That means everybody has a fucking chance. If you wait for help in this best of all possible worlds, it's not coming. You're lucky you got some good friends who'll help you try to do a thing, but like nobody's coming to help you out, man. Best learn to do it for yourself. Everybody got an opinion on how you should live your fucking life. And the only name on the gravestone at the end of the day is going to be you live it exactly the way you want to. And if that's art, and never let that fucking go, man. Do you realize what rarefied air you get to breathe as somebody who can express for others that something they can't express for themselves because you're an artist? So lean into that. No better life than making shit.